We're going to space.
Whole hullabaloo about you, man, and this mess you got going.
I would take an axe to a couple people's heads. I mean, I would go barbarian.
To a couple robots?
No,
because
to maybe
really...
like a town, like Oblivion style.
Whoa, no, you just...
Sir, we're talking about robots.
Scabies is a that's also a staple of white culture.
Y'all some nasty niggas, bro.
Is that white culture?
I believe
y'all can
scabies,
keep that shit.
Dirty.
But the black people, they smoke the weed and they get too relaxed.
I'm not getting taken down by no British cops.
Is this true, Don Juice? Is this true? You know the foreign affairs. Is this true?
It's propaganda. Just saying.
Hello, friends, fiends, and everybody in between. Here we are. We're here. She didn't like it. Another one. And another one. I'm joined here tonight by Space Boy Dandy.
No.
That was a very loud no.
Good.
That's rude.
I wanted it to echo and stick in your brain that I said no.
Gay. We got the BH.
What up? Squad.
We can barely hear you, my friend.
Squad.
There we go.
Is that good enough for you? Can you hear me now?
Good.
I have a gun pointed at this man.
That's not a gun.
I will pull this
First
trigger.
of all, that's a Nerf gun. Secondly, there's no dart in that particular chamber, it looks like. Try me. It's okay. A dart, regardless.
Right, well,
it's a Nerf dart. Either way you look at it, I don't
with
give
your
a fuck.
life way too many times.
I have, and I will continue to do so. Over here to my left, we got Kutre dying. He's got no headphones on. He's getting woken up to look at something on a phone. He looks a little scruffy. We got him in a MAGA hat earlier.
Where is the MAGA hat?
The MAGA hat is
a pretty gay photo.
Over there on the...
Give me a photo.
Pretty gay. But yeah, I'm here.
Let me see this gay photo. Like, why? What's gay about it exactly?
Wait, what?
That one. Is that the one you're talking about with the plunger?
Oh my god! Oh no! Do I actually want to see this?
It's a pretty gay photo.
Is this something I want to see?
It's not that gay. It's not bad.
When she got no hair to pull, so you got to plunge that skull. And it's got a, I would say, Hispanic toned arms with a plunger up to an anime lolly character, because that thing is well below age, and bald-headed. I don't know what you're following on Instagram there,
nappy-headed hoes.
But stop following that page on Instagram, because that's disgusting.
Well, thank you for your input that I didn't ask for.
Well, I didn't. Actually, I did actually ask to see that. Never mind. I did. I did. It wasn't that bad, but it's like it's there. It exists. That exists.
Yeah.
So just a little update from last week. I went to that Trump rally I said I was going to go to.
Wow. How was it?
So this was the kickoff of President Donald Trump's campaign for second term.
Hang him from the Raptors 2020.
Oh my god. So it was an interesting experience. So first off, for anybody because like I'm not like I've lived in Orlando my whole life and I'm still not very well acquainted with downtown. So I really can't give the distance that it was, but the arena that it was at, the way the line worked, it went from the door of the arena down one street, take a left on one street, take another left, take a right, take another right. It was zigzagging through streets, 4 streets down from the arena, and
That's a lot.
It was a lot. So here's pretty much how I'm just gonna run down my experience. I park over in the hood, right on Paramore. There was a lot on Paramore. We park, we start walking, we see the line. It's super long. We find the end of it finally. This woman told us that we couldn't stand at the end of that line. We had to go across her driveway because we're not gonna block the cars coming into her job. Which was fun. And in that same place, there was like one of those little, the downtown like shitty apartment building. Like it's not really an apartment, but it's like a large building that somebody's renting out apartment space. All of a sudden, you see this guy look out his blinds, and then the window violently shut. It was like, and
he wasn't here for it. He didn't want parts.
He was not happy. So you got a lot of merchants, you got a lot of people trying to get you to sign petitions. But and this is the very end of the line. So it starts to move. It starts to move drastically, right, when the gates open. And they open the doors a little early. They open them around 3:30 instead of 4, like they said they were. Yeah, so
And he didn't come on until what time again?
He didn't arrive in Florida until about 8 o'clock, which the event was supposed to end at 8:30, right?
Wow.
And he talked for an hour and a half.
Oh.
So he got in Florida at 8 o'clock. He got there at
there were people camped out
for 42 hours. That's why I got nosebleed. Yeah,
right?
I got nosebleed sections. I couldn't see any of the speakers' faces.
Ridiculous to camp out for anything.
I completely agree. I completely agree. If you're camping out for a new game, you can pre-order it. Pre-order it. If you're camping out for a new movie, that's just stupid. You're gonna pay $30 and camp out in your own. So can I say something about the camping out though? So as I was progressing across the line, there were tents, abandoned tents in the line, full tents with the people just left it there. And my brother,
again, that's the back. I mean, the drawback.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna take it with you inside.
Yeah, if you're gonna go that extreme.
I'm talking about 4 blocks down. There are tents in the line section. So there were people lined up 4 blocks in tents. Is the first problem.
Did you see homeless people rush those tents?
No, I was
take them as their own
a theory we did have though, right? So there was a lot of merch out. You have never seen this many people in the hood dressed up in Trump paraphernalia because they were selling it. One guy, I love this one guy. He was like, "Don't be a Democrat, buy a hat." And
was he black?
He was very black. And what I liked what he said, he's like, "I'm wearing red. I'm a real right." And I was like, "Is this guy a blood?" What does he say? Because all the people were like, "You hear him? He's a real right." And they're all 50-year-old white people. I'm like, I don't know what this guy's saying. I know he's trying to sell y'all some shit.
Well, it's almost like a sporting event where you.
No, it was way crazier than a sporting event because I've been to some sporting events.
This is like the Quidditch World Cup.
This is like the fucking Super Bowl, dude.
Some crazy shit.
So, as I'm walking through, at one point I did see the Proud Boys. They were out there screaming about right-wing death squads. And
I saw that video.
I did see there was one set of protesters. It was literally 5 guys, and only one of them had an Antifa sign on their sign. They had the little flag on their sign. So we walk. It was literally 3 hours until we get into the Amway.
I would have.
And there were people selling water for $1, $2. The hats.
Hustling. So
the hats went lower in price the further down the line you went. At the end of the line, they're $10 a hat. Then they're 2 for $5. When you get in, when you're near it, it's we'll sell you a hat for $3. The MAGA hats because they're outdated now. When it came out, this one guy was like, "We're selling MAGA hats for $1 a piece. We can do cash, credit card, or trade for cold beer." I shit you not. At the end of it was fucking wild.
Pedophiles.
That guy might have been. He kind of looked. He was a white guy.
We'll trade for small children.
You trade your
child.
Wow. There were women with babies in the fucking belly things. So my
belly things. You mean the
holders, the front packs. Yeah. They
those
had
are the worst. Because what happens if somebody?
What do you mean those are the worst?
What happens if you're around a horse and a horse just
not even a horse?
That is a random ass
no. Fuck a
situation.
horse.
Dead ass
Fuck a
baby.
horse. You don't keep your baby in a political rally where people are super polarized about it, because
No,
that baby
I would
could have
strap
gotten
my baby
beat.
to me just in general.
No, that
like, for
baby was strapped
purposes.
to her.
Yeah.
But she shouldn't have been there with her baby. And there
think-
were
That's
people,
not a baby
Well,
environment.
We just had this debate
No, exactly.
earlier where you shouldn't bring a baby anywhere, ever. At
I
any
wouldn't
time.
say you
babies
shouldn't bring
babies
it
At
anyway.
any
babies
place.
shouldn't go to most events. Like anytime you're
Especially
trying
the parties where there's alcohol and drugs.
Oh, we're poof and boofs now. So like
yeah, that too.
my
yeah,
biggest
no babies.
My biggest problem with this, right? So like I got sat in between, or like not sat, but stood in the line in between another guy with his brother-in-law, but they were both like 50. The one guy, you guys know this young black commentator on Fox News. I can't remember his name, but he was there, right? And
The young black.
he's like 28.
What's the dude? Is he bald with glasses?
He doesn't have glasses. He almost looks like the dude, the former NFL player they have on that, like...
Michael Strahan?
Yeah, he almost looks like him, but smaller.
Do you even know who Michael Strahan is?
I'm pretty sure that's
Are
him.
you
the one with the
confusing-
gap tooth?
Okay, that's Michael Strahan.
Yeah, that's him.
For Bruce, I mean...
He seems kind of gay, but he's too buff to be gay, and he has a wife.
You're mixing just...
No, I knew who you were talking about. No, I knew exactly
But
who you were
who's
talking about.
You're saying
I don't-
this guy
I don't-
doesn't have glasses.
No, and
I'm
I don't...
saying the guy that I'm thinking
The older
of,
Fox News guy has glasses.
He's not Fox News. I think he's...
No, this guy is...
Kuchar, who is he?
This guy's directly
the
Fox
dude with
News,
the
and he...
bald head and the glasses?
Lester...
Not Lester.
No, that guy has
like
hair.
dark skinned guy. Like dark skinned dude, glasses, always in a suit.
That guy's on Fox News, isn't he? I know who
He's
you're
on,
talking
he's like a
about.
CNN dude.
No, but this guy, like...
Something
The white
B,
dude ahead of
something.
me saw this guy, and he fanboyed. He was like, this guy, he goes onto college campuses and he gives it to these liberal kids because he's a black man and he knows conservative values, and it just blows these kids away. And so he ran up to him like a child. Like he was like, and he came back and he's like, I got to shake his hand. Like, so like this guy, like, so the weird thing about this is, like, I have always had this notion that, like, these Trump supporters weren't as brainwashed as the media tries to portray them as. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. These people are fucking nuts.
Hold on, can I just real quick? Speaking of nuts, I was just scrolling through my Instagram story.
Oh my God.
Real quick.
No, can this
someone
not-
posted this question, just real quick. What do you mentally visualize during an orgasm?
My lover.
Yeah, Rihanna all the time.
Rihanna all the
Rihanna's
time.
always the answer.
So these people would have visualized
Rihanna with
Donald
big
Trump.
heaving tits. Rihanna.
Is the problem. Like, these people were literally, like, all on Trump's dick. So we finally get in, right? After 3 hours, we finally get in. We get rushed to the nosebleeds. Like, I'm not sure if you guys have been to the Amway, but the Amway people don't actually know what's going on. They just kind of direct you somewhere. So we get directed up to the very top floor above the boxes. So I can't see anybody. You know, I don't know what's going on. And, first person who comes out was Eric Trump. Actually, it was Lana Trump, Eric Trump's wife, and then she invites her husband onto stage, which is kind of funny. I couldn't see anybody, and the things go on. It led in prayer. Like, before anybody came out, there was a prayer.
Interesting.
And we
Really?
all stood up. I stood up and prayed. I'm not a prayer man, and I did not. And this prayer lasted for 7 minutes. That was the issue, because like I kept looking at my brother-in-law when it would like. She would, like,
Wow,
kind of
that's-
break.
That's almost black church
Like,
legs.
we finally said amen, and I was like, holy fuck, that was, like, 7 fucking minutes. So after that, it's the fucking, national anthem, right? And there's a whole other verse to the fucking Star Spangled Banner that this bitch sung. She had a beautiful voice. She was a young black woman. I have no idea what her name was because they announced it, but it was all foggy. But she did a great job. She
Were
added.
you drunk?
There's
No,
another.
they cut off all the beer in the whole Amway. Nobody could serve beer, which was a great idea.
Wow. Well,
that was
yeah,
a fantastic idea.
Yeah, that's a
The type
that's a
of people
no-brainer.
that were there, I think that was the best decision.
Well, I figured he would have been just drunk as shit beforehand.
No, I was there at 3:00 in the afternoon. I wasn't. I
What
don't.
time did this thing end?
It started at 4. The gates opened. The first speaker didn't come on until about 6. So yeah, no, like I waited for 3 hours essentially to see somebody.
So you couldn't get any more liquor, but
No, we didn't drink beforehand.
other
I came straight.
illegal drugs.
I came
you
straight.
could
No, we
probably
kept
get.
running back to. So like the line was so long. My truck was parked, and I didn't bring my jewel with me because you can like technically turn it into a bomb. You know, and I didn't want to say that around Secret Service, but I was like, shit, you can kind of like put accelerant in here and like rig it to set that off. So like I'm not gonna bring this with me. My brother-in-law, like he brought a vape, and we both went back and hit our respective and each other's vapes.
That's code for the white powder substance that was found.
No, there was no white. No.
Bedroom.
There was no powder
Hotel.
involved. God, I would not have want to do coke at that. Oh my God, holy shit. Oh my God. So the line was so long, I was able to walk 3 blocks to the truck to go hit my Juul and come back, and the line had moved 2 feet. Like, this shit was insane. This shit was the most insane shit. So the big key things were Trump saying China, like, so all of Trump's family made sure to say China, like Trump is known for saying China, like China. But then, like, Trump comes on and he talks about China, but he's like, countries like China. He was like, China. It was the crazy. He was like, oh my, it was like the biggest joke. Everybody was like, ha ha ha, China. And then, so like it started with prayer, as I said. Donald Trump Jr., he was like the 3rd speaker, I think. And he came out and he's like, first of all, he was making fun of Joe Biden for talking about curing cancer. And he's like, why didn't you do that in the 40 goddamn years you were there? It's like, so you're going to use the Lord's name in vain like 15 minutes after we just led in prayer. I stood up for a prayer. I stood up for a prayer. And you're going to use the Lord's name in vain? That makes me offended.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
I mean, well, it's all part of the.
No, it was a big show. So like, it was a gigantic show, right? So Melania comes out.
Big show.
Who the fuck tells Melania or gives her those clothes? What the fuck is Melania wearing? She came out in this yellow, not even a pantsuit. Like she had those like flowy pants. This bitch looked like a banana. And I'm telling you, I couldn't make out anybody's faces from where I was.
Alexa, play Free Code by Future.
I was so far up in the nosebleeds, I could not see anybody's faces, but I saw Melania, and like she's just like a yellow blob from 300 feet away. I'm like, what in the fuck is this bitch wearing? Like, and everybody else around me is like, so beautiful. She is such a wonderful woman. I'm like, what?
Only thing you can see is this big bird Russian bitch.
Yeah, well, Slovenian. She's Slovenian. So another thing was Trump Jr., who is the milkman's kid, by the way. Trump Jr. overcompensates for being a Trump because he is obviously not a Trump. Those motherfuckers are tall, first of all. Have you ever seen Barron? Have you ever seen Ivanka? Have you ever seen fucking Tiffany's ugly ass?
Listen,
have you ever seen
Bro, why
fucking Eric
Trump?
Trump?
Why are you so...
These boys are all like
serious,
7
right?
feet tall. Donald Trump Jr. is like 5'9" with black hair, with the same mom as Eric and Ivanka. So obviously that dude is the milkman's kid, and he knows that he knows he's the man's kid. So he is the hardest. He is the hardest hype man for his dad.
And it's funny because and he's the junior, man. Right?
And he's Donald Trump Jr. because he was the firstborn.
He's the junior, and he's not.
But Eric Trump looks just like Donald Trump, and so does Barron. Barron's gonna be like 8 fucking feet tall. That kid's super fucking tall. And
that big gonna play for the Lakers, bro.
Yeah, Barron should.
No. He's just gonna play.
He's just gonna play Minecraft, bro. But
he gonna play for the Knicks.
So like after
my son's very, very good. He's the best. You have to see him on the court. Those other guys.
From what he's told me, ball is life. Ball is life, folks. Have you heard this before? Ball is life. No, so this motherfucker, after his son said, "Can you believe Joe Biden's promising to cure cancer? Why didn't you do this before?" He's like, "We are going to cure all the diseases, including cancer." And everybody just stands up clapping. And it was such, like, the whole thing, like, because I got swept. Funny. I definitely chanted, "Lock her up." First of all, why is Trump talking about Hillary Clinton? Why is he talking about Hillary Clinton in 2019? She doesn't exist now.
Why is he talking about her?
It doesn't matter. It do not matter. Turn to a savage, goddammit. God damn it, Trump. Like, why are you talking about Hillary Clinton? She's not around. She doesn't matter.
That's
but
funny.
It got her.
I mean, it's still
people.
But you
riled
participated.
Up. Oh yeah. So I love because I believe she should be locked up. Like
right.
Genuinely, I do.
Yeah.
Like regardless of Trump say like she fucked around.
Do you think he should be locked up too?
I mean, depends on what they can prove, but I do believe he misused campaign finances, and yes. So in that case, yes.
Do you think you should be locked up?
Do you think everyone should be locked up?
Most people I don't think they should be locked up by my morals, but under laws, yeah, by like definition under our laws, if they were caught, they'd be locked up. Like, I don't think that's right, but
what,
yeah, like
what he's saying, America, is basically lock the niggas up. This is basically what he's saying.
You know, I get locked up too, man. What are you talking about? But so like I chanted lock her up. I actually chanted 4 more years.
How long did that lock her up chant last?
Probably about 30 seconds. So my favorite thing was like Trump was
so
like,
it wasn't like a big.
Trump was like,
did you guys do the wave?
We did. Okay. Yes, we did.
Oh my God.
I forgot about the wave. Thank you. So like there was an intermission right before Mike Pence, right? Like in between who talked?
Bring in the big dog.
Somebody talked. I think it was Donald Trump Jr. got done with his like 20-minute speech, and then it was gonna be Mike Pence, right? Like I thought Ivanka was gonna talk, and she never talked, but she was there.
She didn't. She didn't say
shit. She wasn't there.
Wow.
Like she was there, but she wasn't on stage.
That's
Lana
nice.
Trump opened up for her husband who didn't do shit. Like the real Donald Trump Jr. doesn't have the charisma is the problem. Like the one who looks like Donald Trump and is like 7 feet tall and has the weird overbite shit. He doesn't have the charisma. Donald Trump Jr. being the milkman's kid, he's like, well, I'm ugly. But he's not as ugly as his brother. He doesn't have that teeth shit. But he's like, I don't look like my dad, so like I'll get thrown out if I don't help him. You know, like that's really his issue. Like
beat his ass.
Yeah, so
beat his ass.
We did scream lock her up. I did join in on a 4 more years, but I was like, what am I gonna? I can't sit down and like not cheer when everybody else.
There had to be people sitting down.
No, there's no. I looked around before I stood up, and my brother-in-law looked down on me.
In your vicinity,
there was an Asian woman 3 seats away from me with one of those fucking visor hats on, screaming 4 more years.
What, like, was she chain smoking cigarettes?
You're not allowed to
with a green visor on.
But it wasn't the green visor. It wasn't a Make America Great Again visor, but it was a red visor. So.
Oh yeah, she's in the opium den, dealing dope.
So the biggest thing I took away from this was I gave the Trump supporters way too much credit in the beginning. Seeing them in person the way I did, a lot of them are brainwashed. My favorite part of the entire speech was he was like, I've put very many good judges on the bench, including Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
He didn't. He said very many.
Yeah, because
very many good
circuit judges. So he's elected, apparently, it was like 700 judges or some crazy number of, he was like, the only person I think it might have been 1,500. He's like, the only person, can you guess the president who's done more circuit judges appointed than me? And then he's like, George Washington. Fucking crowd goes crazy. Like, and I know I wasn't fact checking any of this, so I don't know if this is true. I don't know if that's. I mean, I would.
Well, nigga, George Washington.
But so like he says something about Brett Kavanaugh, and you can hear somebody scream, "I like beer too." Like,
now that's just.
That was the highlight of my night. It was like somebody said, "I like beer too."
That's primo, right
Brett
there.
Kavanaugh
that's
was mentioned.
Fucking primo.
So shouts out, and okay, so I really gotta shout out to our city, like Orlando. You were on an international stage. No. Not. I don't mean like in private, because that bitch was racist in private. She's like that. You know they're on welfare type shit. You know what I mean? Like that was really fucked up. A lot of the people were very racist, and they think Trump is a conservative, and they're very, very misinformed and very ignorant of a lot of things, which is sad. I didn't actually think that was going to happen. But yeah, no, the big thing about it was, so yeah, for real, shout out to Orlando from the people who showed up for the rally to the counter protesters. There were no fights. There were some people trying to antagonize fights, but it was a calm event. It was a mostly peaceful event. So we didn't make ourselves look like assholes.
Did you want it to not be a calm event?
So at first, yes, that was one of the big reasons I wanted to go, was to see some like protesters get into it. But
you wanted some drama.
Yeah, I wanted some dramas, but like when I saw how it worked, I was like, wow, well, like we're not being dicks to each other. That's cool. Like the gay people protesting down the road, they specifically did not go to the 45 Fest because they didn't want to instigate. which is fucking cool. Like, they had their protest
Yeah.
separately without trying to start fights.
Yeah.
And everybody, it was a really peaceful time. So, like, shouts out Orlando for not being with that fuck shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a rare thing to come by, because a lot of times people just want to, they don't really think about how their actions are gonna long-term affect everybody involved. So
Yeah, it's sad.
yeah, it is sad.
So, another person who...
Shout out City.
Shout out City.
Yeah, shout out City. Orlando City.
Orlando's the shit. Yeah, we were lined up by the stadium, bro. Like, that shit was deep. But
They're gonna miss the playoffs again for like the 7th year in a row.
sad. So,
Very sad.
another person who had some sad things happen. The former Disney star, Bella Thorne.
That's not sad.
No, this is sad.
It's not sad.
She was hacked.
Okay.
Her personal
That
life
is sad.
that is
That would
sad.
piss me off. It's sad.
Like, that's actually fucked up. So
Shouldn't have
okay.
took nudes.
No. Let me
Shouldn't have
lay it out.
Even if you
Let me
didn't
lay it
take
out.
nudes, it's so sad to
no,
get
I have the same thing. If you
That's what
had an iPhone,
Whoopi
the
said.
problem is she had an iPhone. Is I'm assuming, because your shit doesn't go immediately onto the cloud unless you have an iPhone. As soon as you take a picture on an iPhone, it's on the internet. Immediately. Hackers have access to it one way or another.
Unfortunately.
If you have an Android, you just save it to your SD card. But
Yeah.
with you can't put an SD card in an iPhone. They don't have them. It just goes straight to the cloud. But
You can't. To be fair, you can't put an SD card in some of the new Samsung shit.
you can.
Not in mine.
Oh, what you got?
It got like the S9 Plus. Like,
My brother-in-law's got the S9. You can put an SD card in.
No.
Yeah. Not the Plus. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually matter what she did or didn't do. I have made when the fappening happened, when Jennifer Lawrence's asshole got out of there on the internet. I made this argument that
her
you
asshole
should.
was on display.
It still
Yeah,
is.
Jennifer
It still
Lawrence?
is. You can look up Jennifer Lawrence's asshole right now.
Okay, well I don't want.
Just look up the fappening. You can see Ariana Grande. You can see all kinds of.
Oh, okay.
The
Well,
fappening.
Ariana Grande, that's like child porn. So
Isn't
absolutely
it?
not.
Thank
But
you.
she's an adult.
Thank you. It doesn't matter. She looks like a little girl, and that's what
she
Bill
looks
Clinton
11.
loved about it. She
looks
shit's
11,
sick.
and
No.
I don't care how fucking old. She could be 50.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
She looks 11.
She looks too much like a child.
But you still have to
That's
respect her
wrong.
as an adult, because she still is
No, you
an
can
adult.
respect her opinion as an adult,
Yeah.
but her body as an adult, it makes you. It makes
Imagine
you sick.
being a man and getting nudes from her and being like, "Wait a second, wait, this is a setup. This is some kid shit. I don't trust it. I'm out."
Well,
You call the cops on her.
This-
You have her arrested for sending you nudes of her, which is considered child porn.
so Bella Thorne, who was I guess a former Disney star, she was hacked. Her phone was hacked. Her cloud might have been hacked. And the hackers sent her messages saying, "This is what we've got," sending her the pictures and videos and shit. We've got all
Oh,
the
so
videos.
they sent
her saying and
pictures of herself.
trying to get money.
Oh well,
They were being like, if you don't do this, we're gonna let these out. So what she did was gone on Twitter. You can go on her Twitter and see her titties, because she released them before and with the messages of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with context.
I mean, well, that's
Yeah,
smart. I mean,
with,
you
with
can't-
receipts.
I mean, unless
as
you
the
got
new
somebody's
people call
family
it.
member.
Yeah.
No, but so
With, like, a
so her
guillotine
whole
to
thing
the
was,
neck or
I'm gonna
something.
take the power back, and I'm just gonna show everybody my fucking nipples. You know, like, because it was all top. It wasn't. There was no vagine from what I saw. Like, I just saw the thing. It was like, oh, it's just nipples, and it seems like, why was she taking these? You know, like, this is, you really shouldn't. I agree with the Whoopi Goldberg thing, but at the
She was
same
right.
time,
I
she's a
don't think-
young woman. She's 20. She's 21.
Yeah.
She's 21 years
Dang.
old, and you're a female. As a 21-year-old, did you ever send nudes to your mans or anything of the sort?
Yes.
So if that got hacked,
I don't ever
Never
put my
sent
face
nudes.
in them.
Always
per
had my
se.
clothes on.
If it's like a full nude,
Well, I mean, I
it
had-
wouldn't be like a full.
I had
there were no
underwear
full nudes from what
on.
I saw,
I had
but I didn't really
boxers
look
on.
that hard. I just
But
looked
yeah,
at the
never-
beginning of the post.
Never with my face in it, so I can always deny it. Like, I don't. Who the fuck
I don't
is
know.
this?
That's doctored.
Yeah, I'm like, I
that's
don't
not
know.
me.
I don't fucking know who this piece
I
of
don't know
shit
who
is.
that is.
And then sue for defamation.
So here's what Here's what
Get a bunch of greenbacks.
here's what Whoopi Goldberg said.
Tubmans.
Here's what Whoopi Goldberg said in relation to her. This whole
I
thing.
agree with
happened.
I
Hold
agree
on.
with everything she said. But
With-
go ahead.
You read
I
it?
agree.
You know the quote?
Go.
So if you're famous, I wish I could do a Whoopi Goldberg voice, but I feel like it would be more racist.
It's a
Don't
lot
do
of
it.
women.
If you're famous, like I can't do it. She has this weird
Just read
voice.
it.
She almost seems like Q Lazarus. If you're famous, I don't care how old you are. You don't take nude pictures of yourself. Once you take that picture, it goes into the cloud and it's available to any hacker who wants it. And if you don't know that in 2019 that this is an issue, I'm sorry, you don't get to do that. So those were literally. This is the exact quote. This is from every.
So
this is
here's
her
the
quote I
thing.
heard earlier.
I mean, she's
is a direct
right
quote.
though. I mean,
Is
it's
she
not
though?
like
No,
she's
but the wording,
Is
the
she?
wording. No, so
I mean, the
no,
wording.
as a man, you understand what she's saying. Like, stop being a hoe. Like, it's
Whoa.
better. No, it's
no,
better
whoa.
for you. No. As a,
I
as,
don't- I see what you're saying.
Because
I don't
she is
think
a
she meant it.
businesswoman. She is a matriarch of the acting
Yeah, but
industry.
I
She
don't-
has been in this.
I
So
don't think she
if
meant it
she
like
knows,
stop being a hoe.
No, like in
I
the
think she
sense
meant
like
it-
for your career.
Why do nude pictures
Because
make
she's-
you a hoe?
No, that's not what
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
saying.
think that's what she meant. I think she meant
It's
more of
you can't give this bad publicity to yourself because you won't get work. Mm-hmm. You've got to stop. You can't do this if you're in this industry.
Yeah, I mean,
If you're famous, I don't care how old
I think
you
she
are.
she meant from that angle and just in
It's gonna
general,
get found. Somebody's
in
gonna
general,
do it.
to all the other
Be
young kids
careful.
out there. 'Cause
Like,
that's
it was
how
a
they-
warning.
I mean,
it was
I
translated.
understand,
it was a
obviously-
motherly warning, but she worded it very, very poorly. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like she was trying to say, like, nah, girls, like if you do this, this is going
I mean,
to
well,
happen.
obviously, like people should know, like in general, like if you take pictures like that, if you post them, like when people sell their pictures and they have premium Snapchats and all that
Okay,
shit,
pics.
like
Now that's
you
now
should
that's
know.
thought. That's
hardcore thought.
That's
So,
hardcore thought.
I love how premium Snapchat isn't even an actual thing.
It's not even
just
it's just a thing we call.
it's a private Snapchat that you have to
Any
cash app
woman-
some bitch for.
any
That's all
woman-
it is.
any
It's not-
woman
there's
with
no
the cash
premium
app-
Snapchat. It's just a private Snapchat. You got to pay a bitch to get the fucking access to.
any woman
and
with
she
the
can still
Snapchat,
scam you. You can cash app her whatever amount of
Exact-
money and never get the fucking
The
access to
point
her
is-
news.
If she has a cash app tag in her bio, she's a hoe.
In her bio,
and
yes.
you need to leave her alone.
Yep.
She,
So-
she has a cash
But
app tag in her bio. She doesn't own a
here's the thing.
business.
Here's the thing.
You need to run.
Here's the thing. How, as a
Thought.
woman, between us girls,
Well, yeah,
How do-
you are.
how do you feel
woman.
about Whoopi Goldberg's statement on this? Like, do you feel like
No,
it's anti-feminist
Mm-hmm.
because of the way she worded it, or do you feel like it's a piece of advice? Like, if you want to do well, you can't do this. Like, she wasn't saying like you
Okay,
can't do
wait,
that.
well, so
I
hold
think
on.
like
Like,
she's
she's
I'll
not
Babs
answer
is
the
gonna say
question.
exactly what I'm thinking
it's
of. but I'm gonna
it's
let
more
her
of a
go.
tone. Like, it's like
I
you
get-
can't
I
do
get
that,
it.
as opposed to
Can
you can't do
you
that.
can't you finish? Jit.
okay, so
who you calling Jit?
here's the thing, and like I always say this, like if you're trying to be woke, like you have to understand things are kind of contradictory. So like what I mean by that, obviously, yes, like if you are in, especially like in a position like that where you're an entertainer or somehow famous or whatever the case may be, you have to be careful in some of the decisions you make, because pretty much anything can be used against you. Like anything at all. It doesn't even necessarily have to be nude photos. Like it could be just some random shit and people will use it and villainize you because that's something like we just like to watch other people's lives, and it's just this weird sick fascination. But at the same time, you know, she is allowed to, she shouldn't have to feel like she can't take these photos of
Do you
herself.
feel that she took her
because
power back by posting them before the hacker could?
I feel
That's
like
my question.
I do think that in a way that she did take some power back, because and like first of all, you don't know if you send them the money if they're actually gonna, you know,
Not leak them.
yeah, not leak them. You could send them money and they still leak them. And like at the end of the day, like they're being mad disrespectful because they first of all hacked into your shit, and then now they're threatening you. Fuck you. You're not gonna threaten me. I'll leak the shit myself. Like I feel like that was 100%.
I
good
actually
move.
I agree with you on that, and I feel like Whoopi Goldberg's message was correct, right? But her wording came from her lack of eyebrows. Because what I'm saying is,
Hey, you watch your goddamn mouth.
she put it.
I
Watch
can't.
what
She's
you're
a
talking
legend.
about.
Whoopi Goldberg is a legend, and she always plays Whoopi Goldberg.
Cut
And
'em,
she's
Zab.
a legend.
Stop it. Why would you say... Listen,
no.
some people make a conscious choice to not have eyebrows.
No, that's fair.
Did she
That's fair.
actually... Hold
But
on. I'm
saying
going to
her-
look up a picture of
I'm
her.
not
Yeah,
gonna
you
let
have to.
No,
please
shut.
do.
Stop this.
Please,
I'm not
no,
gonna
you're
let
not gonna
You've
let
said
that.
this a few times
Yeah.
tonight,
This
and I
is
just
not
want
going to
to
descend into a debate about Whoopi Goldberg's eyebrows.
No, but
I'm not going to let
her
it go
lack
this
of-
far.
Her lack
Next
of eyebrows.
subject.
Her lack of eyebrows causes her to have a lack of judgment. Is all I'm saying. She doesn't have because your judgment comes from the way your eyebrows move. Think about it when you're thinking.
Are
You're
you
judging
so
something.
you're calling Whoopi Goldberg
But it was a
thought,
text
basically.
post.
But
So it has nothing.
No, that was not a text post. That
It
was
wasn't-
that was a quote on the
It was
View.
a quote. Oh,
She
she
was
said it
talking
on the View.
View.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're calling her a thought, for the record.
No, I've
Thought it was
never
like a
called
tweet or
Whoopi
something.
Goldberg
For the record,
a thought.
AJ has
I've
called Whoopi
never
Goldberg a
said
thought.
that. I would
And
not
I'm
say that.
mobilizing Black Twitter.
Why would I call Whoopi Goldberg a thought? Like that's
Whoa.
inaccurate. It's just like
It's
Oh,
very
she doesn't.
accurate.
That's
She
cute.
doesn't.
She doesn't have any eyebrows. I'm telling you, she just
he's
doesn't.
correct.
She doesn't
She does
drive.
not
she
have
doesn't even drive.
eyebrows.
Which I kind of applaud her confidence of not drawing them on. Like, does she not grow them? I don't know the backstory
fine.
behind
She's-
that. Like, does she shave them or does she not grow them?
My phone South Dice is kind of dark.
But it's
sorry.
like every picture. I've looked
She's
deep
better
into this,
than
'cause-
you. She can do whatever she wants.
Is she an alien? Like, what is this?
Whoa.
Like, what is this?
Okay,
And
now
that-
you're not going to refer to a beautiful black woman as an alien.
Are you really
You're not
calling?
you're not
wait,
gonna
are
do
you
this.
really calling Whoopi Goldberg a beautiful woman?
You're not going to do
she's
this.
pretty. She's cute.
I'm not going to let you do this.
I'd say she's cute, but
Sister
not
Act,
physically.
bitch.
Sister Act. Was
Did
fire.
you see it?
And what was the one with Patrick Swayze? The one where she was a
That
ghost.
was Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost. It was just
That,
Ghost.
was she in that movie?
Yeah, she was the
in it.
ghost. Or no, he was the ghost.
No. No,
was-
he
his-
had a girlfriend.
she
Demi
was
He
in
Moore.
was
it,
the
though.
ghost. No, he was the ghost. His
Wasn't
girlfriend
that-
was alive.
Wasn't that
and
Demi
she was
Moore
a,
or somebody?
maybe the girlfriend was,
Nah,
but she
Whoopi-
was the ghost.
But Whoopi Goldberg
that
was
like,
definitely in the.
Yeah,
in that
she was
movie.
like she was like his coaching ghost.
Oh.
Yeah, she was
I don't
Patrick
remember.
Swayze's-
I
Yeah,
don't
All
remember.
right, so but yeah, the moral of this story is watch your fucking mouth talking
No,
about.
okay, so no, I feel
Whoopi
that I
Goldberg,
feel that is a fair
you
statement.
son of a
I
gun.
feel that is a fair statement to make because she's a legend. She's a good woman. I believe, but I think
We
the way
assume.
the way she worded this was
perfect.
It was poorly,
exactly.
no,
You're
she was
right. I
poorly worded.
completely agree. It was spot on.
But her message behind the way she worded it was spot on. Like that's the way what she was saying. She was trying to give advice to this young woman, but she just worded it in this culture that we have nowadays in a way that could be interpreted as victim blaming. Is the problem? She just worded it in a poorly tasteful way in this age, and that's not that's not necessarily a count on her character because she's an older woman. She's like in her 50s, 60s, like she's old school. It's not the same. It wasn't the same way to talk about things back then. You used to be able to tell a young woman, stop acting like this. It's not respectable.
Stop being a fucking thought.
Right.
Pull your pants up.
Exactly. It used to be a thing to be able to say that, but now
Stop
it's
looking like a
seen-
fool with your pants on the ground. You thought.
Wow. That's
I don't think those were the words she wanted to choose, but the words she
The
chose.
basic sentiment is still the
But
same.
I overall feel that that Bella Thorne had a right to take these nudes for whoever she wanted to send them to, and didn't need to be hacked. I don't agree with putting shit onto the cloud. I think that people should be more careful about that, but it's not
they
taught.
definitely should.
It's not taught is the thing. Like about my passwords. I've talked about my passwords. They're
Yeah.
all more than 16 characters long, random letters and numbers. And like Kutre, I think knows my cipher at this point, but nobody else really can. I've looked it up through algorithms, and nobody has my cipher. So you got to be careful. I don't even have anything. I don't have shit. I don't take nudes. I haven't taken a nude in 10 years. So like, you got to be careful, especially if you're famous and you're a female.
Yeah.
Because like as a male, yeah, you might get nudes leaked, but like as a female, that's what they're looking for. Like they're looking for your nudes. Like that. What
People want to see your nudes.
What is the most valuable data from a celebrity's cell phone? Like, nudes. That is like the most like cash valuable thing. So
It's
watch
very-
out. Watch out is what Whoopi Goldberg was saying. She just worded it poorly in 2019. So shouts out Whoopi Goldberg trying to teach these young women how to be ladies. And Bella Thorne, it sucks you got hacked, and good on you for taking your power back. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but that was kind of cool.
Kind of
So,
corny.
Bernie
thank you.
Sanders and Liz Warren, Elizabeth
dog.
Warren. Who the fuck calls Elizabeth Warren Liz Warren? I've never seen this in my life.
You seem shocked by that, like that can't be a thing, and you
No,
are,
I've just never heard it. Like, who has called Elizabeth Warren Liz Warren?
Okay, somebody
did,
did.
just
Apparently,
now.
the New York Post did. So, they're talking about decriminalizing prostitution.
No, I say I punish all thoughts.
No, okay, so as
Don't
much
let
as,
'em get
as
away
much
with anything.
as much as I hate non-traditionalism, traditionally prostitution has been around for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. Probably in the last civilization that Ancient Aliens always talks about, there were fucking ancient alien whores. Are these alien gods having sex for money with the villagers? Who knows? You know, like prostitution has been around forever. It's like as the nickname goes, it's the world's oldest industry. You know, so I've always said, if you're gonna tax me, tax the prostitutes. You know, like you're criminalizing them. It's the same thing with drug dealers. You're criminalizing people for something you could be taking revenue for. You know what I mean? Like, instead of losing revenue, because when you put somebody in prison, you're losing money overall. You know, you have to feed these people, and it usually goes through private contractors and shit. So you're losing money. No, have them pay taxes. Have them do their job. Have them sell what they're gonna sell. Women are gonna sell pussy if they're gonna sell pussy. It's better to have it regulated to where they're not being harmed. They're tested regularly. They have health care. They have options.
Hey,
They
all
have-
right, okay, motherfucker,
So-
this ain't Europe, and it's never gonna be Europe.
You're
Europe. No, I mean over like in Amsterdam, like they go through like a series of testing. Like not only do they get paid a living wage to do the things
fuck.
that they
If
do,
you're gonna be a prostitute, I expect you to make way
But-
more than a living wage.
but I mean like they get like
if you're
they get
if
health
you're going to
screenings,
sell
they
your
get
body, like I
tested.
expect somebody who's going to literally have sex with somebody for money to make a good profit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking like if you're gonna sell.
Can we do like a Fiend Fix like real thing? Where
in
we
my
put
eyes,
AJ on the stroll,
if you're going, no, we're not. I'm
see how
not
much
going on
money
the.
he can make.
I'm not gonna be on the stroll. I'm not a
What's
prostitute.
your price?
I don't fuck for money.
What's your price? If someone
What
you
would
were
be the
to-
least
Who?
amount of money for?
No, all right. Who are we talking about?
I'm gonna say. Let me put it out here like this.
Just some
an older
lady.
woman. You
No.
could tell she was attractive in her prime. She's all right now, but she's quite saggy in all areas.
No.
And she just wants to. She's gonna tell.
Absolutely not.
She'll give you $5K for a good night.
This is premium dong. It's not going.
How
to
about
anybody.
10?
$10K for $20K for a good night. I'll go that high because I've seen.
I can
I've seen the
finesse
escorts.
$20K out
The
of a woman
'cause
and
you-
not fuck her.
You know, you
Yeah.
No, you
So-
have to. If
There
there's
has
no,
to be at least 5 minutes of penetration. You don't have to finish, but there
Yeah,
has.
okay.
it's
What?
a part of her.
Oh, yeah, it'd be 5
What did
minutes.
that? What did that mean? What did okay
that'd
mean when
be
it
5
said
minutes
that?
of penetration of me penetrating that wallet, taking all the cash.
Well, that's
Well,
just
that's
a
a robbery.
It's
That's-
just
yeah,
it's
that's
just
not how
it's a-
contracts
it's a-
work.
It's a robbery. I'll admit it. It's a fucking robbery.
Well,
That's
that's
fine.
not what I asked you.
Do you guys believe?
What's
that
your price?
my price?
a pack
Well,
of
I mean-
Newports.
No, it definitely depends.
A
No,
pack of Newports.
no, don't
yo.
say that because that makes me feel cheap. Because one time I
A
did
pack of Newports and a
The-
bottle of Henny.
the one night stand I ever had. The girl bought me a pack of Newports afterwards. This is when I was like 16, and I felt cheap. I felt like super cheap for it, and I was like,
Oh, you guys use.
yeah, that's really how I felt, and I kind of like reflected on it, and yeah, no, don't give me a pack.
You didn't
don't,
get no drinks out of it or nothing. I mean,
No.
good God.
no
Just the cigarettes.
Not a pair of Jordans, nigga. Like,
pair of Jordans.
no shoes. You ain't got no sneakers.
Did you ever get some fucking sneakers?
Is that where you got your Nikes?
No. Well, I mean, there was one pair which I did.
DJ Bigelow, male gigolo.
It was no. Well, it was purely a sex.
Is there
thing.
a real gigolo market? Like, that's a real question because like you see
Well,
you
the
see
thing
women
is-
selling ass on OBT, right? And they're usually crack whores. You know, you can give them a
I
rock of
see them
crack.
wiggling. They wiggle on the
I've
walk.
seen on Lee Road when I lived off of Lee Road.
fucking
I saw
disgusting.
one outside the motor inn or whatever, slapping her leg against the road, and I was like, "What is this bitch doing?" It was
that's
3 in the afternoon.
smoking cigarettes,
Just
smoking
slapping her
cigarettes
leg.
off that
Slapping
crack
her leg.
rock.
So would you prefer that woman be in a legal employment or?
Well, okay, but this
I
is
mean,
the
I feel
question
like
you need to ask yourself.
Would she
From a
prefer to be in illegal?
Listen, this is the question you need to ask yourself from a consumer standpoint.
I wouldn't be a consumer of that.
Yes,
I
you
just
would.
No, I wouldn't.
As a consumer,
no.
Would you?
My pride goes above doing that.
Is it that type of?
But I feel like
that
people
caliber
want
of
to do
woman
that.
that you want to be. Oh, well, she's certified.
No,
No,
that's not.
there's a certain level of. There's like a.
So if it
a
was
level of
regulated,
upper echelon.
If it was regulated, do either of you think that you would ever?
No, it's just not something I pay for.
I don't pay for pussy
Right?
at all.
It's just not something I pay for.
It's against my religion. I just can't do it.
Yeah, it's really my
grandfather,
my
forefathers fought and
it's
died.
more of like a respect thing. It's like if I can't
do it. I can't.
that.
Like
That's rude.
You paying?
It's
for this
rude. It's rude to everybody
shit?
involved.
I see dudes
agree.
now.
I do
I
think
see
it's
people.
rude for everyone.
I see
involved.
It's like a
people-
strip. It's the same reason I have never been to a strip club
Stop-
because
no,
I
that's
feel that is
different.
demeaning.
That's
I feel
different.
it's
No,
demeaning.
listen.
No, I feel
That's
that
different.
Some
I
people
feel
feel some type of way about
No.
throwing money at other people.
No, I get that, but
Well,
I feel
okay.
that it's demeaning because the women are
I
getting
feel
off
the
on
same
it,
way.
and the men are getting off on it. It's demeaning to everybody. It's a double demeaning.
Okay, don't
Nobody's
listen to
actually
him.
getting any sexual
I
enjoyment.
feel
It's all a show.
It's demeaning. Like if you throw if it's only demeaning if the money hurts.
So you're
Meaning-
throwing change?
Yeah, if I'm throwing dimes
the
at
only
this
time
chick.
it becomes.
Yeah, if I throw dimes at her,
so
then
here-
No,
That's
that's
gonna
super
hurt.
demeaning, and I like the way
here's
you
the-
think. Kind of, that's
But
rude.
I could throw like
Quarters?
$1,000 worth of dimes and just
No, you gotta
drown
use
her
quarters.
under the weight of those dimes and quarters.
What the fuck kind of fantasies are you having,
Or-
DJ?
No, I'm-
Holy shit!
Shut up.
What do you mean?
Stab him up, Zav. Stab him up.
You're over here over describing drowning women in
No,
change.
no, I'm just saying it's like when you look
I'm
at it
moving
in
on.
that.
I'm moving
no,
on
we're
from
not
this.
moving on.
We're
You're
moving
looking at it
on.
in that
No.
context, right?
I think
There's a certain caliber of woman
I don't
or
think.
women that will do that type of job.
I agree.
It's not
I
going to
agree.
be the, like
Okay,
the
so
one
I
you see
agree.
on OBT.
There's a certain
But
type
the-
of woman that will be hailed on.
No, no,
What are you
no, no,
talking
I'm
about?
talking-
Hailed on.
No, I'm not talking about that.
You
I'm
mean
talking
instead
about,
of making it rain, you make it hail with quarters and dimes to where they drown?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you're talking about overall, like, talking about it being demeaning.
It is.
I'm saying there's, for like prostitution to be legal and all, there's a certain type of woman that's going to do that job.
I agree. And I
Like, not
completely,
every
a woman
woman
who
is gonna-
doesn't value
like-
herself as
Well,
much. Like
I
her-
was
her
saying there's
physical
going to
self
be
at
a
the very
certain
least.
level. Like you're not the
I feel like there's.
Fucking people for money?
I
well,
think
the ones from
hold on.
No, we're talking about prostitutes.
The
So-
ones from
yeah.
the ones from OBT, like
they
the
don't
one
care
on
about
the
anything
bottom
but
of the
getting a
barrel.
rock.
Like, yeah,
I've seen 'em.
They're not gonna make that cut. That's what I'm saying. The ones that
Well,
But
yeah,
here's
well,
the thing,
because
but
they're
the
doing it out of
pretty
necessity.
They're
There's a
they're
diff-
being
Well,
so they're
sometimes no.
the old charge. If you've ever read Iceberg Slim, you read Iceberg Slim, Pimp.
I've read excerpts from it, and
No,
I've
no,
heard.
so
the
if you
group
read
chat.
the whole thing,
use that tone to me one more time. Use it one more time.
you're gonna shoot a Nerf dart at me.
Use it
Like,
one more.
what
I
are
got
you
a
gonna
gun.
do?
I have a gun in the studio. I got it pointed at his head.
Oh,
It's a
man.
loaded gun.
I don't want to break Father Time, but
Wow, like, was that a threat? Come at you, DJ. Going through Father Time.
Oh no, he's about to go.
Super Saiyan.
I was gonna say George Zimmerman on you, but
Whoa.
You're gonna go George Zimmerman on me?
you brought
Is
it.
that what you said?
brought
Oh
this-
no!
You brought this.
I don't like.
Stand
Holy shit!
your
That was
ground.
You
that
brought
was
this upon-
super graphic.
You brought this upon
Honestly.
yourself.
Oh no! We gotta move on. As I said.
Yeah, let's move on. I want to talk
So,
about the Mancoon cat.
First, we're
that
gonna
you were
talk
so
about
wrong
OJ's bald ass.
Oh, whew.
Well, that's just rude.
So
What?
OJ Simpson
OJ?
got on Twitter
Well,
recently.
he is bald, Zab. I mean,
Well,
that's
some
a fact.
people don't like to be called bald.
Well, he's got a
He's been-
receding hairline.
Well,
He's almost
wasn't he bald during the trial?
He was pretty much bald, and he still is about the same amount of bald.
Yeah, he's probably
At one point
he's
he did
probably
have
more
hair.
bald now, but
Slightly.
He's probably like
How do you know he's not self-conscious about it?
It doesn't matter.
he
probably
allegedly
killed
murdered
his
2
wife.
people
Yeah, and her lover.
and then wrote a book about if I did it. This is how
it'd be different than
this
that.
is how I did it.
It'd be different than the way it happened.
He's self-conscious of what?
No, he did write the book,
No, I'm
but they
saying
wouldn't publish it.
No, I mean like
So,
if I did it, this is how I would have done.
So,
it.
okay.
He's not self-conscious about anything.
So there was a parody There was a parody account.
Allegedly.
No, the parody account existed.
Well, the parody account.
So there was a parody account that would like really say some fucked up shit, like I killed my wife, and you know what I mean. Like it was like, so he was.
You
like,
know what I think?
Allegedly,
in all honesty,
allegedly.
No, listen. In all honesty, I'm actually surprised that this account, the parody account, didn't exist before his official account.
It didn't. I didn't know.
No,
that
it
was a
didn't.
thing. Oh shit.
I mean, like I'm sure there wasn't.
Other ones,
because you know how you get on Twitter or you get on something and like
Right,
everybody else is fucking after your shit.
So allegedly, there were DMs between this parody account and the real O.J. Simpson, where O.J. Simpson sent, "I will all in caps, I will find your ass and cut you," with 16 knife emojis.
Yeah, that wasn't him.
The parody account is at Killer O.J. Simpson. And this was posted.
Well, his
this
account
fake
has
DM
like
was
an
posted
L at
on the
the end.
25th anniversary of the Bronco chase, the infamous Bronco chase. So O.J. Simpson, if you look at his Twitter that he opened, the videos he posts are really, like, I wouldn't say disturbing.
I've only seen
it's
it too. I've only
They're
seen
off-putting. It's like,
the
why
intro
why is
video.
he doing it?
The intro video wasn't that bad. The one about like him not being the father of Khloe Kardashian. She's a fucking troll. She looks like a troll.
She looks like OJ.
She's a knuckle dragger.
She looks like Armenian OJ.
She's got huge feet, broad shoulders.
Have you seen her feet?
She's a fucking linebacker.
She does look.
And quite frankly, I wouldn't want to line up against her at all.
She could take you out.
You think so?
Yeah, she could definitely fucking knock somebody out, a grown man.
Would you want to line up with her, Zan?
She could probably square up with her dad, and at his age, might be able to beat him, like take out
It's
his knee or
not
something.
her dad.
That's
It's
her
not
dad.
her dad.
That is her father.
He said it in the video.
That
so it's
doesn't matter.
true.
What do you mean? What the
It's true.
fuck do you mean?
He said, I never. What's the mom name?
The glove didn't fit.
Kris Jenner?
Didn't
He said, I never had a relationship with Kris Jenner. That's what he said.
Didn't Bill Clinton say that he never had sexual relations with that woman on
He was-
video?
Never had sexual relations.
as he said that video under the podium, he was getting domed off by Monica Lewinsky again.
Listen,
Getting dome piece.
if he says
that
that he
wop
never
top.
did it with Kris Jenner, then he probably did.
Yeah, he absolutely did. She was at his. Why was she at the trial? Like, there's no need for
She was being a-
there's
she was
no
being a
need
pro-
for
She was
there's
being
no need for
supportive.
the attorneys.
She was being a
there's no
pro-ho.
need for one of the defendants defendants team to be a defense team to be like the wife be there. Why would
Well, she was
why would the
also-
lawyer's wife be there?
No, but
Supporting
she
the
was
lawyer.
also cool
No, that
with.
doesn't happen.
No, you got it mixed up. She was also cool with Nicole. She was cool with Nicole, and her husband at the time just happened to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was like that weird
Allegedly.
circle. But she was there on some whole pro status because she was there with
She was
fucking
trying-
Bruce
she was
Jenner.
there with Bruce Jenner. Yeah, she
Which-
was.
and that's
which
a
is also
fucking
why
shit
was he
show.
there?
Crazy.
Why was he?
Oh, well,
there?
she was fucking him on the side too, of course.
with
Had to be.
OJ.
Well, I'm not going to go that far.
So
Whoa.
but
all
she
right,
was
so-
she was getting dicked down during the trial by
Overall-
somebody else other than
overall,
Rob
these,
Kardashian,
these
or-
DMs between OJ and this killer OJ Simpson account
Nigga, it's
were
fake.
allegedly fake, or
They-
most likely fake. But OJ Simpson has literally been posting some uncle ass shit, like just like an uncle, you know, like just like I'm an uncle. He's doing some uncle shit. And he's like he's wearing white fucking Walmart shoes on the grill. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, but also like if
why is he?
you
on the
were gonna
internet?
get in a fight with somebody,
It wouldn't
Bless
be
you.
OJ Simpson.
no. If you were gonna get in a fight with somebody, wouldn't you want him to be your uncle?
Yes, because
Okay,
he'd
well,
he'd show up in slides and beat your ass
No, well, he
and
just
rob
stabbed
you.
you 16
He
times.
might
Oh my
And
God.
wearing
then run away.
isotoners.
Yeah, that's what he
No.
would do.
He's got the isotoners in his
Well,
back
there's
pocket at all
the
times
theory being that his
His
older
son
son did it
because the glove fit and
the glove
he leaves
would've
up the
fit.
same
His hand
size.
had a-
Otherwise,
his son had a smaller hand than him.
but his frame was the same size.
Yeah,
he just
And-
had little
and-
baby hands.
yeah, and that was the theory. Which I mean, like imagine if
But
that was
honestly-
fucking true.
Honestly,
like, imagine
how
crazy-
sloppy to leave a glove behind.
Well, I could imagine OJ. OJ took the cops on a fucking a slow speed chase with a Bronco. Like that wasn't. It was like what 65 miles an hour. Like
with AC Green driving.
Yeah, that guy
with a
driving.
gun to his head.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole thing about it. I mean, if you look about, that's just only in America where you find this shit. Like that's just fucking wild. Like
God bless America.
The fact that he wasn't blown away at the scene because he was a football player and an actor and all this shit, and he was like, it's fucking crazy. And then to see him on Twitter and doing what he's doing
Uncle
now,
shit.
Yeah, I mean, because we were talking about earlier about him, like, God damn it, AJ, about him having his own podcast. Or doing his own show. Like, yeah, I listen, but I still think the allure is kind of gone. Like, how many OJ documentaries have there been? There's been at least 5 or 6 of them.
Well, I want to wrap up about OJ. Okay, so like overall, the topic was that he may or may not have sent these knife emojis, which would violate his probation because there's a precedent for emojis accounting as a threat already. So that would violate his probation. But it was.
Was he talking about chopping food?
There's no way to prove that or that it was real because it was just
like,
a DM screenshot.
It's like, man, I was inviting him over to a barbecue.
But from right now, he's not being.
Well, I mean, I know it's a fake account.
It looks the account's fake, definitely, but the DMs are probably fake.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So
now the only thing is if he gets himself into,
he could probably get himself into worse shit because he's OJ Simpson because he's an idiot. Sometimes he does a lot of stupid shit.
Probably fucking some white women.
Yeah, he's probably gonna fuck a white woman and it's gonna cause him all kinds of problems. Like every time, he's gonna end up killing her, and it's just gonna end up being a rewatch.
Because he just hasn't learned his. Well, again, think about it from that standpoint. Like if you're OJ, and I mean, like women
wrapping up OJ.
Women
goddammit.
love that.
I get it.
Women love what?
Serial killers and shit. They love the risk.
I hung out with OJ.
It's the risk. I hung out with OJ. I could have been killed. I could have been killed for sucking his dick. You know, like at any point he could have killed me.
And because of that, he gets massive dome. Facts.
You know, I think I don't
think at this age OJ Simpson gets a bunch of dome. Like, have you seen him?
I mean, but he's relative to us. He's got more dome.
Yeah, but
so that's more dome
over his life. But I don't think like in his age he's still getting the dome, man. Like I just don't feel like that's happening. I don't think he's relevant enough.
But he doesn't look.
Yeah, he doesn't look good.
So
but he doesn't.
He looks good. No,
he
somebody
can get some hood ratchet bitches problem.
Yeah,
no,
what did I
hear?
I
heard that shit.
I'm saying he's the uncle who's like picking up prostitutes from his fucking nephew.
Looks so nice is that it's the blood of blood from the murders, and he just poured it on his face, and like 25 years
we gotta
later,
stop OJ.
No.
I got 2 more topics we gotta go over quickly.
Your next topic is fucking bullshit. This Maine Coon cat.
It's all bullshit.
It's not a Maine Coon. It's not a Maine Coon.
Well,
Maine Coons are in the northeastern part of North America.
He was talking about African Americans folks.
We don't
get
even
them.
have a picture of it though
No,
to show the people
What do you mean?
if they're listening.
It's African.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about the Maine Coon so that they could also see how it looks like a Maine Coon.
They can look it up.
I mean, I guess. But
They're gonna look it up.
They'd have to look up the fucking fox cat regardless. I don't have a video.
Yeah,
What do you mean? So this cat.
They could look it up. And
Just hear me fucking out, okay? So
I've
this
heard you
cat,
out earlier
this
than
cat
some
has been in mythology from farmers for centuries, right? But nobody has ever actually been able to catch one. That's the thing. Nobody has ever caught one until just now.
like a leprechaun.
I mean, those are just redheaded midgets. They were just midgets raiding people's fields because they're small and eat harder to detect. They wanted food. They're like, I'll give you a wish. You want a pot of gold?
They're short and they're like bugs and they eat dust.
Oh my gosh!
No, he's not even being racist. There's a lot
dust.
of weird mythology about leprechauns. They're kind of scary. No, they're scary mythological creatures. They're not just midgets.
No
anyway, these cats, they're
That's not the only scary part.
They eat fucking dust because
they don't eat dust. I don't know if they eat dust or not.
They eat on a steady diet of dust.
I don't know about the myths.
Oh my
Because
gosh,
anyway,
y'all.
Okay, it does. Leprechauns are irrelevant. This cat, it looks kind of like a fox. It's
It
red.
doesn't.
No, it's red and it's got the bushy
All right,
ring
now I will
tail.
ask you this
It's
question.
the ring tail.
Have you ever in your life had a cat?
He's
Are
had
you
several.
fucking kidding me?
Several.
I've probably had more cats than you.
Vinny, how many cats did I have in my home at once?
This boy always
What
talking about
genders
his
were
cats.
they?
All genders. They were transgender.
They were all males. I had cat piss everywhere.
He had a prison.
I literally had cats raping other cats
Hey, yo,
for caste
you was
systems.
doing that. You was doing that like huffing shit from fucking South Park.
No, I've never huffed cat. I've never
you was
cheesed.
doing that shit.
I've never cheesed.
No.
At a certain point with 12 cats in your house, it's just impossible not to.
Well, I had four
cat
cats.
piss
I never had more
everywhere.
than 4 cats at a time, but they were all males. But no, I had 2 boxes.
Halfway house for cats.
Yeah, it was seriously hardcore for those cats. They beat the fuck out of each other and like raped each other at night. Like I'd wake up at 3:00 in the morning hearing like meh, meh, and I'd open the door. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'd like kick them off of each other. I was like, what are you doing? So anyway, these cats have been
I got no words
these
for that.
these
I got
fox
no
cats
word.
or cat fox. These cat foxes have they're a little bit bigger than the typical house cat, and they have these large ring tails and a highly developed canine teeth. But because of their red color and their ring tails, they're known as the cat fox. They're very nocturnal, and that's why a lot of people haven't actually seen them in real life. It's just been like a myth. They haven't been able to catch them because they're very
Like Bigfoot.
elusive. Yeah, they're Bigfoot cats. So this dude says, by looking at its DNA, we could tell it apart from the European wildcat, Felis sylvestris twice, actually. Felis sylvestris. It's close to the African forest cat, Felis sylvestris libica, but its exact identity is still to be determined. So this guy is he's the chief environmental technician of the National Hunting and Wildlife Office.
This motherfucker's never seen a fucking mancoon.
So no, he hasn't because they don't exist in Europe. There are no.
Apparently that's the version of them.
No. There's the Norwegian forest cats,
Yes.
which get
Yes.
huge. Like these look like house cats, but they're like the size of Tolkien, like sausage dog house cats. They're not wild cats. Like they're technically wild cats, but like in the Scandinavian peninsula, they're like these they're bigger than Maine Coons.
Would you want a cat that big?
Yes, I would. I would love a cat that big.
Would you love several cats that big? Would you still have?
No,
like
I would.
four?
I would only have that one cat probably. Maybe like one smaller cat to keep him company, so he could be like, "Yeah, you're my little pet," like, and that little cat would be like, "Yes." But so the first ones were captured in 2016, but they just were able to actually do testing on them. So like they've been mythological for centuries, and they were just caught.
This is a deep fake.
No. So deep
And
fake.
I don't fucking buy it.
So deep fake is this new. They call it human image synthesis based on AI. So what you can do.
I actually used that. I had a woman from my past.
You use deep fake?
No. I had a woman from my past text me and say, "Hey,
somebody?
No, hey, can we meet up and talk?" Right? And I'm like, is this a deep fake? Like, this isn't a deep fake, right? Like, this
she like video messaged you?
No, she didn't video message me, but
what
the
do you
joke
say?
being like, this is like, you can't.
It's just not real.
Yeah, like the joke being that it's not.
Well, that's
real.
a bad joke because it's not like the AI is the
Bitch,
AI
I will
itself-
beat the fuck out of you.
The deep fake AI is just for like videos and pictures and shit. It's
Okay,
not for,
well,
like,
I want to see you get got.
it's not
with a
for like
deep fake.
actually like getting caught. It's not
text
like
message.
fucking
Your
that's
phone
like old.
is making...
That's old school. That's like text bots. Like that's like they've been adding people on Facebook for years. Bass Hunter wrote a whole song, Bot Nana, about an IRC bot that he was talking to.
Have you ever talked to a bot?
I've talked to some AIs, and like I've asked them things, and they usually end up in these like weird conundrums, like, "Yes, I am. How are you?" And it's like, that's not what I asked. What are you saying?
but
They're
that's
like,
the
I don't
thing.
want to continue this question. It's like, I didn't ask you a question. Like, what are you
But
doing?
you can though understand my
So deep
quandary where I'm like hearing this thing. I'm like, wait a second.
So these deep
How
fakes,
am I
the
sure that
problem
this
with
isn't
the
fake?
problem with the deep fakes is these AIs are able to superimpose your face based on a couple of pictures. Like I'd say 10 pictures, they'll be able to put your face into an entire 3-minute video of you saying something that you didn't say.
That's
And
not
you can do
good.
it. You've been able to do it with audio for about 2 years now. They've been able to. They actually.
They got
I think
Joe
it was.
Rogan.
No, it was Keegan Michael Key and Jordan Peele that did the thing. Jordan
Yeah.
Peele showed how his voice and Keegan Michael Key's could be abstracted through computers, like faked through computers to Adobe. It was some Japanese guy and Keegan Michael Key and Jordan Peele talking about Jordan Peele loving his dog, and it was, or no, Keegan Michael Key loving his dog, really loving his dog. And the Japanese guy was very happy about the fake. So they can superimpose both now. Like, it was just the voice and it was scary, and that was like really quick. And now they can make your face look like you're saying so. So video evidence is about to become irrelevant. Honestly, like, how are you going? You can't use a piece of video and, like, it's really hard to tell it apart from a real video. Is the thing. Like, how are you going to scan that? How are you going to trust these scans?
Well, that's what you have. That's what we pay experts for to.
Yeah, but
able
these
to
experts are
decipher
fucking
the-
old, and they don't know they don't know the new shit.
Well, I mean,
They're like, this looks
people out there that can
wrong,
pick
but
them apart.
have you ever
from
looked at
the
a
other.
4K TV?
Like,
It
to
doesn't
the-
look real.
Well, to the outside, like us, like oh shit. Well, wait, that's fucking AJ's face on this, fucking this donkey over here. Like, yeah, okay, we're not
I've
gonna
never been involved in a donkey
we're not
show.
gonna be able
Thank
to-
you.
We're not gonna be able to pick that apart because
Never been to
we're not
Mexico.
them. But
It's fucking donkey.
but an expert
Whoa.
will be able to pick it apart. So I mean, it's scary, it's fucked up, but I mean,
We're in the future. You got to live with it at this point. Like, there's nothing
shit,
we can
put-
do.
yeah,
We
put
just got to
me on a
adapt.
fucking deep fake.
I'll deep fake it as soon as they release it. I'll do it.
I know the present one to get you
Because
on.
I got
know.
down with the blacks.
no, well, not even. It's gonna be all of them.
Oh,
No,
man.
it's you at a fucking.
What with the?
All right, it's already you. This is too easy.
So
Next,
there's no more topics unless you want to talk about man coons, which we were talking about Maine coons. I don't really know what man coons means here in this context.
somebody just Zav.
I didn't write that. That was Vinny.
Shoot him. Shoot him.
So
Seeing everybody in this room right
I think
now.
we already had a good talk about cats. So hey, don't threaten me.
Don't you
threaten
move.
me. Don't threaten me.
Don't you move.
What do you want everybody to do?
Don't pay for
Ow.
these thoughts. Don't give him no money.
This is all really good advice.
Don't listen
Whoopi
to these.
Goldberg said, "Don't send nudes.
Don't send nudes.
Don't be a fucking hoe."
Don't be a hoe.
Whoa.
Whoopi Goldberg said
Fuck
it. Those
you.
exact words.
Whoopi Goldberg said
Fuck
it.
you.
I'm
We're just,
quoting Whoopi
Shut
we're just
up.
quoting Whoopi Goldberg.
Fuck you too.
Whoopi said,
Shut up too.
Whoopi said, "Keep your box in your own box. Don't be sending your box.
Don't think outside the box.
Don't think outside the box by sending your box."
Listen,
And
Fuck, man.
Send- we're gonna stop right there, buddy. I'm gonna shoot you if you say
Shit,
one more word.
that's a threat.
This
We're
is a
calling
direct
911.
I have this.
the safety's on, motherfucker.
So what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Don't be rude.
I wasn't trying to be, but
You
Take-
were
I was.
though. You were.
Take
Jeez.
care. Don't be nude and avoid thoughts at all costs.
Yeah, I guess, or whatever.
I think that's it. Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good enough.